tu as vécu la Coupe du Monde 2018, tu as vécu l'Euro
You were there in
2021.
2018
En quoi
and you were at the World Cup
cette
in
année
2018, the Euro
le
in
management de
2021.
Didier Deschamps a-t-il changé par rapport aux deux
How has
précédentes
the
compétitions?
management of Didier Deschamps changed for this year?
Merci pour cette bonne
Thank you
première
for this
question.
good
En
first
quoi le
question.
management du coach
How
a-t-il
has the
changé?
management changed? Has the coach's management changed?
Je ne pense pas qu'il ait fondamentalement
I
changé dans
don't
ses
think he's
habitudes,
changed
dans
fundamentally
ses façons
in
de
his habits,
manager, de gérer
I don't think he's changed in the way he
l'équipe.
deals with the team.
Si ce n'est que peut-être,
If
je le vois beaucoup
maybe,
échanger avec les joueurs.
I see him talk a lot with players.
Peut-être que c'était peut-être un peu moins le cas avec moi à l'Euro, ou je sais pas,
Maybe it was a
mais en
bit
tout
less
cas,
that
il parle
that
beaucoup
didn't maybe
aux
happen so
joueurs
much in the Euro
tous les jours,
2021.
et encore
But
plus
every
quand on se
day
rapproche du match.
he's with
Voilà, il est dans
with the players.
cet
The closer
échange,
we
cette
get to a match,
communication
he's
pour
really in the
toujours essayer
idea of
d'améliorer les
exchanging
choses.
ideas with the
Et
players to improve
après,
everything.
il n'a pas vraiment changé pour moi.
He hasn't really
Il a
changed.
toujours
I don't think that he's still
cette même volonté de
he's still got the same
compétiteur de
desire
gagner et encore gagner.
to win. He still has the competition in him.
Merci.
Bonjour Olivier, sur votre gauche.
Bonjour.
Bertrand Latour, la chaîne L'équipe. Vous venez de battre
You've just beaten
le record de Thierry Henry.
Thierry
vous
Henry's
semblez enfin
record.
faire consensus autour de
Do
vous.
you
Est-ce
finally
que vous
feel
avez
there's
la satisfaction
a
d'être arrivé à
consensus
ça,
about your
que ce soit médiatiquement et auprès
performance?
du grand public? Ou vous vous dites
In
quand même
terms of
que les gens ont la meilleure mémoire courte
public?
par rapport à ce que vous avez vécu tout au long de votre carrière, notamment en équipe de France?
How can you tell us about your
Ce
background?
record, il me rappelle
This
forcément
record
toutes les
reminds
années
me
qui
of
sont
all the
passées,
years
11
that I
ans
played
en équipe de France,
with all
avec
the years I played with the
beaucoup de
French
très bons
team.
souvenirs, des
Some
hauts, des
very
très
good
hauts,
memories,
des moments un
very
peu
good
plus bas.
memories, extremely good memories, maybe some lows too.
Non, je pense que, comme je le dis bien souvent, le plus important, c'est
What I say often
c'est
is
de donner le bon exemple
to give a good
aussi pour
example
les jeunes, que ce soit dans la
for
vie de tous les
for
jours,
the
les jeunes
young
joueurs de foot,
people,
les
for the
jeunes
young
joueuses de foot
footballers,
qui
the
veulent
young female
réussir,
footballers who want to
progresser,
succeed,
croire
to
en leurs rêves.
progress, to believe in
J'ai
their
un
dreams.
parcours qui fait que je suis
And
arrivé en équipe de France à 25 ans.
My journey meant that I arrived in the French
J'ai
team when I was
pas connu le
25.
très haut niveau à 20 ans.
I didn't know
Et si
the
ça
elite
peut être
level
aussi
at
un
20.
exemple à ceux qui ont un
So
parcours
I'd like
atypique, un
other
peu comme
players
le
to
mien,
know
bah,
that
c'est
who
une
have
immense
an
fierté.
atypical
Ça
journey
montre
to elite
que voilà, dans
football.
la vie, il faut savoir être
It can show
patient,
you that you
travailler.
have
On
to
peut pas
be
tout avoir tout de suite.
patient. We can't have everything
Chose
immediately,
qui est un peu le désir des
which
jeunes
is
d'aujourd'hui.
kind of what the
Donc,
young
voilà,
people want
avec un
today,
petit peu de
to have
talent,
everything
toujours
immediately,
travailler
but you
ses
need a
points
bit of talent,
forts, toujours
but you need to
croire
work on your
en ses
strengths
qualités et
and
surtout
to
s'armer
believe in the qualities that you
d'une
have
résilience et d'une abnégation
and
à
to
toute
be
épreuve. On
resilient
peut déplacer des
and
montagnes et
to
aujourd'hui,
we can move
j'en suis
mountains
très fier
today. And I'm very proud
d'en
today
être arrivé là. Je veux pas
to
m'arrêter
be
là
where
parce
I
que
am
je sais
today. I don't want to
que
stop
l'équipe aura encore
today
besoin
either.
de moi. Il va
I
falloir
know
que
the
je sois
team
encore
needs me,
décisif.
and I know I have
Mais
to be
ce
decisive.
52e, pardon,
And this 52nd
me
goal
soulage énormément. D'ailleurs, on le voit sur mon visage au moment où
makes
je marque.
me
Je
very
remercie
happy and I was
Kylian
very relieved.
parce que
And I thank
voilà, beaucoup de
Kylian
personnes me disaient bon
for
allez,
his
c'est pour
assist.
aujourd'hui, c'est pour aujourd'hui. J'avais pas eu
And lots of people
l'opportunité
were
contre le
saying
Danemark, j'ai pas joué
it's for
contre la
today, it's for
Tunisie.
today. I had the opportunity
Voilà,
maybe
pour moi,
against
le
Denmark
fait
or against Tunisia,
d'avoir
but
l'occasion de nous mettre sur
to be
les
able
bonnes rails sur ce
to be able to help the
match-là
team
avait
move
beaucoup
forward
d'importance pour moi.
was really important for me.
Bonjour Olivier, Xavier Montferrand de Radio France devant vous. Nos amis anglais parlent de
Our
bromance
English are talking
dans
about
votre relation avec
romance
Kylian.
with you
Est-ce que
and
vous pouvez justement
Kylian.
nous parler de avec
Could
cette photo
you
magnifique
talk
d'ailleurs,
about this
on voit Kylian
amazing
dans vos
photo
bras.
between you? We see Kylian in your
Est-ce que vous
arms.
pouvez nous reparler de cette
you-
cette relation que vous
Can you
avez
talk
désormais
about this
d'amitié,
relationship,
j'ai l'impression, avec
this friendship?
Kylian qui est plus jeune.
Il n'y avait rien de calculé, je vous rassure.
There was nothing
Donc voilà, on s'est
calculated
retrouvés là.
about
Dans un moment, ça fait une très
the
jolie
photo.
photo.
It was
J'ai
a really
beaucoup
nice
rigolé
photo,
d'ailleurs sur les
and I
montages.
laughed a lot when I saw
Non, c'est
some
simplement
photoshops
naturel,
going
la
on.
spontanéité.
No, it was a natural,
Le
it was
sport de haut
spontaneous.
niveau et le
Elite
football en particulier
sport
nous font
and
vivre
football in
des
particular
moments magiques comme
makes
ça.
us vibrate,
Alors,
makes
bien
us
sûr
live
que c'est pas
amazing things.
le but victorieux de la finale de la Coupe du
It
Monde.
wasn't
Mais, encore une fois, pour moi,
a
ça
winning
voulait
goal
dire
for the
beaucoup.
final in the World Cup, but
Et
for me it
chaque
meant an
match
awful lot.
sera chaque
And
match
every match will be,
tous les matchs sont difficiles à
all the matches are
gagner,
difficult to win.
vraiment marquer le premier but,
And to be able to mark a first
c'est
goal
une étape importante pour gagner les
is
matchs
an
et on
important step
sait
to
combien c'est
win
dur
a game.
d'enchaîner après. Donc,
And it's
ce
difficult
but
to
a
keep
été un
going
énorme
after that,
soulagement.
but
Et oui,
it was an
ma
amazing
relation
relief.
avec lui,
And my
elle est très
relationship with
bonne.
Julian is great.
Pour moi, elle a toujours été.
And it always has been.
Et donc, ça se voit aujourd'hui sur le
And
terrain.
you
On
can
prend
see on the
surtout
pitch
beaucoup de
today
plaisir
that,
à
we really
évoluer
enjoy
ensemble,
playing
pas que tous
together
les
and
deux.
revolving together.
Et c'est
And the whole
cet
team is
enthousiasme
evolving together.
communicatif
His
que
enthusiasm,
on veut transmettre, véhiculer dans cette équipe.
This is
pour
what
tout
we
le
want
monde,
to
pour les
try
plus
and
jeunes, pour ceux
share
qui jouent
to the
moins,
younger players,
et
you know,
aussi
this
pour donner
enthusiasm,
du plaisir à nos supporters.
and also to make our supporters happy.
Simon du Parisien. Juste après ce but, tu as pris la parole
Just
à
after
la
this
mi-temps.
goal,
Pourquoi, à ce moment-là, tu as estimé qu'il fallait parler au groupe?
why
Est-ce que
did you
tu as
decide
l'habitude de ce genre
to speak
d'intervention de prise de parole?
after this goal?
Alors, Raph a pris la parole plus
Raphaël
longtemps. Il a eu des
longer in
mots
the
très
dressing room at
justes
halftime,
qui,
and
je
he had
pense,
some
ont fait
very
mouche dans
serious
la
words
tête
and very
des
fair
mecs.
words to say.
Parce que sur l'énorme occasion que les Polonais ont eu, on se retrouve assez heureux de pas être mené au score à ce moment-là. On a la chance de revenir dans les vestiaires avec un but d'avance, mais il avait à cœur, tout comme Hugo aussi et moi, de mettre une petite piqûre de rappel, que rien n'était acquis, qu'on avait simplement marqué ce premier but qui certes a son importance, mais qu'il ne fallait pas se relâcher et qu'il fallait corriger certaines choses et retrouver ce bloc, cette solidité, le fait d'être compact voilà, ce qui fait notre force aujourd'hui, c'est cette générosité, cette solidarité, cet état d'esprit dans les efforts les uns pour les autres. Et il avait senti qu'à un moment donné, on avait peut-être lâché un peu trop facilement à certains moments, peut-être montré des gestes d'humeur que l'on ne veut pas avoir dans cette équipe, parce que il faut pas oublier que ce que l'on dégage, que l'on transmet aussi de par notre body language aussi sur le terrain, c'est important pour rester positif, quelles que soient les circonstances du match. C'était plus pour remettre un coup de collier et se dire que voilà, c'était maintenant qu'il fallait le faire, c'était pas demain, quoi.
It wasn't tomorrow. Tomorrow would be too late.
Olivier, Benjamin Coirez pour le Parisien devant vous.
Bonjour.
Petite question sur Adrien Rabiot, qu'on n'a jamais senti
Just a question
libéré,
about
avoir autant de
Adrien
constance dans ses
Rabiot.
performances
We
en
have
équipe de
never
France.
seen
Est-ce
him
que justement, vous, en tant que partenaire, vous le sentez libéré aussi en dehors du terrain?
Do you feel he's playing
par
really
rapport à ses
well
débuts il y a
off the
quelques années?
pitch
Et
compared
globalement,
to
est-ce que vous
maybe a
partagez
few
le
years
point de
ago?
vue qu'on a de l'extérieur? On a
Do you
l'impression qu'il donne
share
la
our
vie d'être aimé. Est-ce
opinion?
que pour vous, coéquipier, c'est le cas aussi? Merci.
Do you have the same impression as us
Il
that
donne l'envie d'être aimé.
that he wants to be liked?
Pour moi, il est naturel, lui aussi, il est lui-même, il est souriant, il est important dans le vestiaire, sur le terrain, comme vous l'avez souligné, il fait un début de Coupe du Monde remarquable. Si je puis dire, il est un peu au four, au moulin, au milieu, et il comble les brèches et il a une activité assez impressionnante. Et il a aussi cette capacité de se projeter vers l'avant. Donc, il est un joueur très important pour nous. Je le sens épanoui, comme vous l'avez souligné aussi. Et c'est une chance pour nous d'avoir un mec au milieu comme ça, surtout quand on connaît les absences qu'il y a aujourd'hui dans notre équipe. Donc, on peut compter sur Adrien je pense qu'on ne va pas s'arrêter là et il va démontrer tout l'étendue de son talent.
And I think he's going to show us a lot more in the volume of his game.
Patricia Terán from TUDN Digital from Mexico. André Pierre Guignac showed that he called you to congratulate you for being the top scorer of the French team. What do you think about that call of him? Thank you.
What do I think about?
That call?
That call. Okay. I need to wait for the translation.
Okay,
sorry. Vous avez reçu un coup de fil pour vous féliciter sur le but contre la Pologne. Que pensez-vous du coup de fil? Mais j'ai raté le nom du monsieur qui vous a appelé. Je suis désolée.
Ouais, Dédé, j'étais à table, il était tard et je reçois
So
un
he
appel.
received a phone
J'ai
call.
pas eu forcément le temps de répondre à tous les
And
messages.
I didn't have time to answer all the calls.
Et pour le coup, là, un appel en FaceTime de Dédé, je l'ai vu.
So he received a call on FaceTime and that was a thing.
Je voulais voir sa bonne tête qui me manque. Ça me rappelle aussi les super souvenirs qu'on a passés ensemble en 2016 à l'Euro où on avait vraiment aussi une super équipe. Donc voilà, Dédé, c'est un pote et c'est quelqu'un que j'estime beaucoup et on est en contact et il a tenu à me féliciter comme ça en direct.
So that was great that he congratulated me
pour moi,
directly through FaceTime.
C'était une bonne surprise de
That was a
voir
great
son appel.
surprise to see him call me. So I wasn't expecting that.
Bonsoir Olivier, Jérémy Talbot pour l'AFP. Les 52 buts que vous avez atteints récemment, c'est également le même total que
50 goals that you've scored is the same record as Harry Kane.
En quoi
50.
différent-vous dans le jeu? Est-ce que vous avez
What's different about your game styles?
Est-ce que vous en avez parlé avec Hugo Lloris?
Have you spoken with Hugo Lloris about the way that Harry Kane plays, that he moves them?
Ouais, on en a déjà parlé avec Hugo. C'est un joueur
we've
qui,
spoken,
je pense,
spoken with Hugo Lloris about
peut
Harry
avoir un
Kane.
profil qui peut être comparé au mien parce qu'il
He has a
est
profile that
grand,
can maybe be
il est
compared to
puissant
mine.
et il a un très
It's
bon
very
jeu de tête.
powerful.
Très bien aussi dos au but.
And he plays
en
his back to the goal.
Je pense que sur ces derniers mois et ces dernières années, c'est un joueur
I
aussi
think
qui
over
aime
the
bien
last few months, the
redescendre un peu
last few
plus bas
years, he likes
pour
moving
participer
down
au jeu.
the pitch to be more involved in the game.
Je sais pas si c'est une volonté de son
I don't know if
coach
that's
ou
his coach
une volonté
who's
personnelle,
telling him
mais
what to do,
il
whether
est très à l'aise aussi.
voluntary.
Il fait beaucoup de passes décisives, donc
And he's also very good
ça reste un buteur.
assists.
Il est assez clinique dans la
But
surface,
he's a finisher.
mais il
He's
sait aussi
clinical in the
mettre en valeur ses
penalty box.
partenaires et trouver
But he
des
knows
passes
also to be
décisives
generous, how to be generous
qui
with
font mal
his
aux
teammates.
adversaires. Donc c'est
And
sûr que
he knows
c'est
how to
un
hurt
atout pour
opponents.
l'Angleterre qu'il va falloir
He's
surveiller de très
obviously
près.
a great asset to the English team.
Voilà. Il y a des similitudes, mais on a quand même
There's similarities for sure, but we have lots of differences too.
Olivier, BBC News. Can you just tell us, you've played with some great strikers in the past through your career. How does Kylian compare to those? And if possible, for your English fans, in English if possible, your thoughts on this current England team. Are you surprised by how they've played here in Qatar?
You mean England?
England, yes.
Faut que j'attende la traduction. Okay.
Je sais pas. Vous avez joué avec plein d'attaquants. Comment est-ce que Kylian Mbappé se met sur ce niveau? Et pouvez-vous parler en anglais pour vos fans anglais qui veulent vous entendre vos pensées sur l'équipe d'Angleterre?
Alors, pour commencer sur Kylian, je ferai l'équipe d'Angleterre après. We'll speak English. Yeah, Kylian is basically one of the best players I play with, and he's amazing, and he's still young, which is scary because he still can improve his game, but he's very efficient, you know, and from the beginning of the competition, he's been crucial for us. Very decisive, very competitive. He's obviously, if I can say, the best striker I play with in all of the teams I play. But I think we still have not seen the best of Kylian. I hope it's gonna come soon. And he will beat all the records. So I know that, you know also. That's it. I think he's unbelievable. For England, they so far they had the good tournament. I hope they will have a tough game on Saturday. And I know very well this team, and we say each other we were talking with Hugo each other regarding this game, and we said, yeah, we don't wanna lose against England. That's a special game for us, but yeah, we are looking forward for this game. They have so many great players, a young generation, like us, if I can say. I think they have quality but quantity also in the squad, so they have different options. It will be a nice game to watch, I think, interesting, and I hope it's gonna go well. It's gonna go well for us.
Bonjour Olivier, ici en face. Guillaume Lenné pour le journal Ouest France. Donc je parlais un peu de l'Angleterre et
I just want to talk about the England team
dont le match pourrait se dérouler samedi.
and how the
On a
match
le
can go
sentiment que
on
la
Saturday.
clé de ce match-là pourrait se
We
situer
know that the
sur les
key
côtés.
of this match is going to be on the wings.
L'Angleterre est très fort sur les ailes.
England is very
Vous
strong
êtes
in
très
the
fort
wings.
aussi. Il y a beaucoup de vitesse en fait. Des
You're
deux côtés, un peu
very
de-
good, you're
pas mal
very
de
fast,
fluidité. Est-ce que tu penses
and
que
you've got a lot
là,
of
la bonne
amplitude.
différence se fera dans ce match-là?
Do you think the match will be on the wings?
Forcément, les profils des joueurs sur les
I
côtés
think,
sont
yeah,
souvent
the
des
profiles
joueurs
of the players on the
vite, qui
wings,
sont capables de
they're the
percuter,
players that run fast,
de prendre les espaces.
to
C'est
to
plus
make
rare de
space.
voir dans l'axe des
It's
joueurs avec
quite rare to
ces
see
qualités.
these
Par exemple,
players
Kane
with
qui
those
joue dans l'axe,
qualities play in the center.
ou encore moi pour l'équipe de
Or,
France. Après,
or me, you know, I play in
il y a
the
des
center.
joueurs incroyables
There's some
dans tous les
amazing
compartiments
players
du jeu.
in all
Ce
the
sera
different
peut-être l'une
areas
des
of the
clés du
game.
match.
And I think it might be
Mais
a key in this
je
game.
dirais que la vérité du terrain dans les deux surfaces fera la
I'll see
différence. Il
that
faudra être très
I think
solide
it'll be in the penalty
défensivement
box that will
et bien
be
boucher les couloirs,
telling
effectivement, mais pour eux aussi
of
dans
the match. But I think
dans
that
leur surface, parce que
I think it's
ça
important
va
to be
très vite
efficient
aussi
in the
chez nous.
penalty
Donc,
box. It's going to be very fast.
en effet, ça peut être l'une des clés du match, mais pas que.
I think on the wings,
C'est
yeah,
une
it is
équipe aussi
important
très,
part
très
of the game,
complète,
but they're a
qui
very
sont aussi
complete
surtout
team
dangereuses sur coup de pied arrêté, avec
and
beaucoup de
they're
taille,
very strong
de
in the
présence
set pieces.
devant le but, des bons joueurs de
And
tête.
they've really got
Donc,
some good.
il n'y
They're
aura
very
pas que
tall,
les
so
côtés
they're
à
good at
surveiller,
playing
en tout
with
cas.
their heads. So it won't just be the wings we'll be watching.
Bonjour Olivier. Vincent Garcia à l'équipe. Ton entraîneur, Guy Stéphane, disait tout à l'heure que le côté émotionnel n'avait aucune prise sur Kylian Mbappé. Est-ce qu'il a toujours été comme ça avant les grands matchs? Est-ce qu'il a toujours été aussi détaché? Est-ce que c'est assez courant chez les sportifs de haut niveau, chez les footballeurs de haut niveau, d'être aussi zen et aussi détaché avant des grandes rencontres?
Chacun sa personnalité, chacun sa façon d'aborder les grands rendez-vous. C'est sûr que c'est plus facile d'évoluer sur le terrain en étant détaché, en dédramatisant, si je puis dire, l'événement, en essayant de ne pas prendre en compte l'importance de l'événement.
If we can try, without taking away the importance of the match, but it's important to be serene, lucid, calm,
c'est pourquoi aussi il parle pas beaucoup dans la presse. Je pense qu'il veut surtout se concentrer sur le terrain.
I think he doesn't speak so much outside to the press.
Il parle peu, donc il parle peu, mais il se concentre sur ce qu'il a à faire sur le terrain. Et c'est très bien comme ça. Et s'il se sent bien dans sa tête, grâce à ça aussi, c'est tant mieux pour nous. En tout cas, il est en pleine forme et j'espère qu'il va continuer à être aussi détendu.
At the moment, he's on great form, and I hope he continues playing well for us.
Or I should say, France's all-time top scorer. Usually, when a nation loses one key player, there's a lot of fuss and disruption. France have lost so many: Benzema, Pogba, Kante. The list goes on. But you've dealt with it with no fuss, and you have players like Griezmann playing on the right of midfield to serve this team. Is that the story of this France squad, self-sacrifice and everybody pulling together to make sure those absences aren't the story?
Vous avez perdu beaucoup de joueurs, Pogba, Benzema par exemple. Votre équipe a pu s'adapter. Griezmann sur la droite, les nouveaux joueurs en milieu. Est-ce que ça, c'est l'histoire de l'équipe de France aujourd'hui, l'équipe qui s'adapte?
En français ou en anglais? English? Okay. Well, yeah, I think we've been very strong from the beginning of the competition because we stick together. We have a great squad, a great team cohesion. And we want to remember the boys who stay at home because they were injured. As I said for my first press conference, we are all together, we stick together, we are thinking about them, and we are winning also for them. So yeah, it's kind of a family, you know, our national team. And we feel blessed because obviously we have got so many qualities and talent in the team. So yes, unfortunately we don't have these great players, but we still have the quality in the squad to do great stuff. So that's why I think thanks to this team spirit, we want to go as far as we can.
Olivier, Angus Scott from ITV Sport. No one has defended a World Cup since Brazil in 60 years ago. How confident do France feel that they could emulate that team of 1958 and 1962?
How much confident?
Oh, sorry. Personne n'a défendu le titre depuis Brésil en 58 et 62. Comment est-ce que la France pense qu'ils peuvent réussir défendre votre titre?
No overconfidence from us, don't worry. No, we are confident as a team. We know our qualities, but we still gonna face a stronger English team in quarterfinal, and still have 3 games to win to equalize this record. We don't want to think about that. We know that it would be huge for history to do this amazing thing, but we are just focused on England first, trust me, and then we will see. But yeah, that's it.
Ciao Olivier, Luca De Capitani della RAI, se possibile in italiano. 2 domande veloci.
Certo.
La prima è: chi è secondo te fino a questo punto il 9, l'attaccante più forte del mondiale? E la seconda, dopo il record di gol nella nazionale francese, hai qualcosa da dire a chi pensava 2 anni fa, quando hai lasciato Londra, che eri un giocatore quasi finito?
Chi pensava a questo, che ero
Si pensava che fossi venuto a Milano perché eri a fine
prima
carriera
di
e avevi
arrivare
poco.
a Milan? Ah sì, ok.
We're looking forward to the match at any rate. And are your team looking forward to the match? They seem to be very calm. Do you think they're ready to explode tomorrow? No, that's not the right term. They are calm. They're remaining very serene. And that's true since the beginning of this tournament. Of course, you have to focus on each match as it comes, and we're now in the quarterfinals, so there's no point being too stressed about it, putting yourself under pressure. You need to enjoy it. Of course, our objective is to get through to the semi-finals. Good morning, Antoine Montmagnier for AFP. Jules Koundé and Aurélien Tchouameni have already had a yellow card in this tournament, so how to manage that as a coach? Do you need to talk with them a little bit more, or do you not talk about it, try and not put them under pressure? What do you say to them before a match like this? They know. So the most important thing is to just say, be careful. But you know, you're not expecting them to play at half pace with the handbrake on. We're at an important stage in the tournament now, so they're going to have to dig deep and give everything to help win the match. So we're not expecting to play with the handbrake on. I think that would be the worst thing to do. But it's not always easy to manage that as a player. Good morning, Didier. To your left, at the back. Radio France. A question in French. And I'll answer you in French as well. We've talked a lot about the speed of French players and English players. Does pace represent one of the keys to this match? Not just on the wings, but also in the transitional phases. Is that going to be one of the keys to the match? Is often one of the keys. to a match, because when you're quick, then your opponent has less time to get organized. You need more than just pace to score goals. You can stop a lot of things, but it's very difficult to stop someone who's very quick, especially in those transitions. But the England team is very strong in the transitions. More than half of their goals have been scored in that way, with quick counterattacks. So that's one of their qualities. But they also have other qualities, many of them, in terms of their technical ability, their capacity to score goals, to be dangerous on set pieces. So it's no chance that they are facing us in the quarterfinals. Good morning, Europe 1. England, I think that one of the weak points of the French team is Hugo Lloris. What's one of their weak points? They don't have any. So you talk about the British media, but you also ask some tough questions sometimes of the team. But you know, all teams have strengths. Not all of them have too many weaknesses, but some slightly less strong points, if you like. But they've had the opportunity to see us play in 4 matches as well, even though the third match wasn't very useful, perhaps, for them. But different players have different abilities, and afterwards, at the end of the day, you also need to make slight changes here and there, try to identify the slight weaknesses of your opponents, areas where you think you can work on and attack them.
The room, please.
C'est quoi là?
Non,
Hein? Vidéo? Non? Ah, pardon, je n'ai rien compris, c'est pas grave. Ah oui. Salut.
Goodbye. Good morning, Didier. Louis Vic, Info Sport Canal. Have you ticked all the boxes that you wanted to tick this week in terms of your preparation in training and on set pieces? And how do you explain that set pieces was one of your strengths in 2018 in terms of your defense and your attack, but this year it seems to be one of your weaknesses? I don't agree with you, but I'm not here to tick boxes. We've had to focus on certain things, and if you need to focus on certain aspects of the game where you think you can make a difference, then that's something I add to training sessions. We were perhaps stronger on set pieces in other years, but we can still show that we are dangerous on set pieces. And I think we're stronger in certain areas. And it remains one of the strengths of the England team because they've scored quite a few goals on set pieces. Good morning, Didier. Le Parisien. Right in the middle. Are you overly dependent on Mbappé? And if so, what if he doesn't play very well? How will you go about the match? I'm sure England will have prepared to face Kylian, as our previous opponents did. But Kylian is in a position to make the difference. And even in the last match, when he didn't have his best match, he didn't show his top form compared to previous games, he was still decisive. And we have other players that can be dangerous as well, and that helps us be over-dependent on Kylian. But Kylian is Kylian, and he always will be. And he has that capacity to make the difference at any moment in the match. Good morning, Didier. Charlotte Harper.
The Athletic
rapporté mercredi qu'un
The Athletic reported on Wednesday that a migrant worker called Alex passed away in a training camp during the group stage. What do you think about that? And then secondly, your federation has said that it supported a compensation fund for migrant workers. To what extent is it important to continue that compensation now and after the tournament? Well, it's always a sensitive topic, and it's not something that I want to talk about at length. I've just learned about it, and I would like to express my sincere condolences to the family and on behalf of the federation. But I know it may be a priority for you today, but actually my priority today is the match tomorrow. We're involved in a tournament here, and now that doesn't mean we're not totally insensitive to what goes on outside the football, but you shouldn't mix everything up. The French players, as you know, took certain decisions, and I know that you asked the question to one of my players. I'm not sure it was you actually, but or maybe one of your colleagues. But that's you're right. But what else would you like me to say? You've asked the question, but you basically knew what I was going to reply. Now, I'm not trying to avoid the question, but I'm here with my team, and we are footballers, and we're here for a football tournament. And footballers, unfortunately, are not in a position to resolve problems outside football necessarily. And this is more than a problem, of course. It's someone who's lost their lives. And we need to respect that. But it's not necessarily going to help by talking about him. Some might think that talking about him is a way of showing respect, but I think for his family and the pain and suffering that they must be feeling, that needs to be respected too. Sébastien Tarago, I don't think we're going to need the translation for this question. Occasionally we do. I don't always understand you very well. You don't understand my reply. You don't listen properly to what I'm saying. That's your problem. You don't need a translator. Noah Le Grit said to Figaro that he wanted your contract to be extended, whatever the outcome of this tournament. Are you pleased with that? Yes, I am. And secondly, I'm happy about it too. Don't worry about that. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. Okay, please go ahead with your question. And secondly, if he offered you a new contract, would you say yes? So you're asking me that question now? Well, I mean, it's very kind what he said about me, but my only priority now is to focus on this quarterfinal match and getting through to the semifinals. So that doesn't really reply to your question, but that's my reply.
Hello, Mark Irwin from The Sun in England. Can I just ask you about Gareth Southgate and the job you think he's done for England, bearing in mind he wasn't known as a great player like yourself, the job that you think he's doing for England?
I very much like Gareth. We've met on a number of occasions, and we've talked about a number of things. And if I've understood correctly, not everyone appreciates him so much in his own country. That isn't because he wasn't a good footballer himself. He had a long and distinguished career. And he's also a very good coach. And he's enabled England to get some very good results over the years, and I very much like him. I very much like him. Radin Bozin, Al Jazeera. Good morning, coach. This is a match between England and France, and generally speaking, these matches are very special. We don't actually meet very often, but this is a knockout game. So how is that different in terms of your approach to a match if it's a knockout match? Well, it's the same for England, and it's the same for all of the teams who were lucky enough to get through to this stage in the tournament. It's a winner-takes-all match. One of us is going to be happy, one of us is going to be going home. And the further you go in the tournament, the more you meet top sides, and so games become more and more demanding. And they're more and more exciting as well. Many of my players, I'm sure, dreamed about this moment. They wanted to get this far in the tournament, but they want to go further. And I'm not trying to put too much pressure on them. It's a wonderful opportunity to be able to play in a World Cup quarterfinal. But you need to go out there and show what you're capable of. You need to play and dig deep to try and get through to the next round. Thank you, Didier.
Training session will be tonight at 6 p.m. at the training camp, open 15 minutes to the media. Thank you.
À ce soir.